Ah, so the hindrances, sometimes they can feel like, here's a list of all the things you're doing wrong, you know. But we are here to learn about kind of the things we're doing wrong, of I'm interested in what are these ways that I'm understanding the very nature of my mind and that I can create kind of like a horrible world. I can create a pretty beautiful world. This is just like my perspective, my views, of what I'm choosing. Like mind is pretty powerful. So I'm interested in um really sometimes described as I can create beautiful states. And I'm not pretending, I'm not making things up. I'm just freeing myself or freeing my mind of any ways that it tends to focus on things like, so I'm going to point out the first two ones that Jenny talked about were called attraction and aversion. And I'm going to bring in how, like, even this time of year, we're at the end of winter and we can have this craving like, "God, I just want to go somewhere else. I want to go on vacation." you know how, like, if I go on vacation, something's going to be better. you know I'll be happy, everything will be fine. Or even a vacation from just your life, work, family, like if I go on this vacation, I'll be relaxed. And so that's kind of a combo almost of like aversion to the current winter and attraction to a warm place to go, for example. So they kind of play, kind of circle around, right? Attraction, aversion. And I find that when I'm practicing meditation, I actually get to taste what I'm really craving. Like, what is that craving for vacation all about, really? Is that really going to make me happy to go somewhere else? Um, so we're going to just start with our grounding meditation. Okay. So here we found it that you've, found maybe playing with that position. You might close your eyes. Sometimes closing the eyes can really bring like a deeper awareness into your body. Part of our work that we're learning is like, well, what's going on in my body today anyway? How is this pose working? And where is my head? Oh, yeah, I have a head, and there's a little effort maybe of like placing the weight of my head on top. Now you might feel the base of the body, like I'm grounding, like way at kind of the bottom, your feet, your seat, grounding down. And then there's this, the spine, like it's awareness and moving up your spine and then up to your skull. So just aware, just kind of a little scan here. I find it's helpful in reference to the head that you're aware of your throat. How the throat, if you actually align, like feel the space of your throat, kind of up and down, right? So that up and down, like, of the like the trachea windpipe, even those spaces, and then all the way up, right, to the back of your mouth. Sensing space there, even softening, even relaxing your throat. As you bring awareness to your mouth, I find my mouth is a little more kind of like horizontal, whereas the throat vertical. The mouth is a little more of like the widening space. Like, oh, I kind of feel that widening, and or if we're interested in the our nature. I am of the nature to hold tension in my mouth. Isn't that interesting? But I've come here to practice seeing I can free myself. I can just for now, just choose to relax the throat and the mouth. And that might bring awareness to your chin. Like, is the chin level? Is your chin dropping? Are you striving, like lifting your chin up to try to sit upright? It's just a physical little tour of the body, bringing my awareness around into these areas. And I'm interested in being free of tension. Can I align the body in a position where there's a sense of space? Oh, I can just breathe. I can feel the airways. This is a good one of like head, the neck, and down to your chest. Is just follow your breath. Feel your nose, and almost like you could sense your sinuses, and then the back of your mouth, your throat. Again, follow the breath, but all the way down to your lungs. Might even be a sense of the whole space inside of your skull. Like you could create some space around your brain. Mm, your create space around your eyes. So this is when we even use this word, um, a retreat. Like every time we practice, it's a little bit like a retreat. We kind of back away from our usual responsibilities, but we lean into, like, we're really moving into our current experience of being alive. Usually we do start with mindfulness centered on the body and centered on the breath. As we get closer to the body, this can naturally uproot any kind of aversion we have or dislike of the body. You could say, like, I am of the nature to be discontent with my body. But right now, I'm just practicing being with my body as it is. If it helps, one thing to play with is to take some deeper breaths. Like a deeper wave of breath. Like the more you breathe, the more you feel. Oh, now I can really feel my belly. This is almost like we're just remembering that or remembering that you really care about your body. I care about my body being healthy. And this is a formal practice of being kind. You just, when you're sitting and when you're stopping like this, it's a way of being kind by connecting directly to the body. I don't need the body to be any different than it is right now. We notice these, what are called these hindrances, the ways we get tense. Again, feel your mouth and your throat. Yes, that physical space, I can just keep it open. And I'm interested, like, well, I can't fall asleep because then I'd lose my awareness of my body. So even the sound of the bell is just a kind of a reminder to keep circling back to being really here and now. It's like I've, described meditation as like non-distraction, where the mind isn't wandering into the past or future. It's right here. We are kind of wandering though in the experience, in the body, even. Like let yourself roam around inside. Or um, noticing sounds around you. Maybe something's happening around you, like, oh man, there's suddenly sound noise somewhere. And we might notice the aversion, like, I want that noise to stop. But that's a moment, right, of the defilements where we're suddenly obsessed with that sound. And in these little micro experiences, almost like, oh, right, it's just a sound. And I can actually choose, just let it be a sound. And then even just circling back to these, sometimes this is so subconscious of these feelings like, if only I could get out of here, and I know I'm just kind of pointing to, even this time of year of I'm sick of this weather or something like that. And this idea of a vacation, that what we could learn, or I don't know, I feel like what I've learned is that these times of doing this formal practice, I really think this is the vacation we're seeking. You know, we've probably all done this where you do go somewhere else and like, does it work? You know, do you find yourself really relaxed or um I mean, it's true. Sometimes if we go somewhere really beautiful, maybe you connect with nature somewhere and it can feel really good. But it's exactly what we're doing here is we're connecting with nature in a slightly different way, but this kind of freedom that we're seeking is right here. It's like it's always here. So when we're learning about these tendencies of the mind, I feel too that as we really get to recognize them, we just see what's going on, whether it's the wanting to go on vacation or some other kind of deep, sometimes there's a repetitive craving. If only this was different in my life, then I would be happy. If um, you want that perfect partner, you know. Oh, I mean, that's a unique kind of dukkha or suffering, right? The discontent of not having that perfect partner. Even if maybe you have a partner, oh, still discontent because they're not perfect, and on and on and on, right? So, um, when we explore this, like it's just a dead end, looking for contentment there. Um, so if that's a dead end, like, well, what is this path then? This path of just saying, well, look at all the ways, and it's very unique, like of where people experience that dislike. Um, and I mean, I know people who are like, I love winter. I hope it doesn't end. So who knows, But then, there's the both sides, right? The attraction aversion. So when we're aiming in a way for this equanimous experience where our level of happiness is not dependent on the climate, the weather, right? And this is a very gradual process and I must just say ongoing reflection, whether it's on in a formal practice, sometimes when we stop and we're still, wow, we can really see what is going on. What is that, like the tap root, of like that deepest root of our discontent? Like, I want to see that. I want to know what that is, right? Like that's step one. What is happening here? And often with that deep aversion, there's often some kind of just a misperception. For example, if you're feeling like, oh, this weather, winter, and then you kind of like really dig in with that opinion, I hate it. Um, I guess I'll just wait it out. um, but if we see that, if we notice that, like, oh, honey, maybe there's another way of being at ease with the weather as it is. And we just get interested in that. We just start to like, oh my gosh, there's choices. That's what happens with aversion is it's just like, I don't have a choice. I'm just locked in here. Um, yeah, because aversion, the main feeling even in the body is just tight, is just hard. So when we come here, we're not even here to just fix anything. We just want to see, I'm just interested, what's happening right now? And as we deepen that interest, we look closer and closer. It is almost like a medicine in a way that just starts to loosen. Yeah, maybe there's another perspective here, another way of seeing this. So I'm definitely not here to give kind of answers. In fact, um, it's just through the seeing clearly, clearly, clearly again and again and staying with it. That this really is, it's like that um, the benefit of the stopping and doing the formal practice. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and practice this rich stillness. So the awareness of your position, maybe. I know we're kind of doing this in a um, kind of a funny little silly way, but really be aware of your head. Like, what am I doing? It's like, what happens when I bring it here or here? Um, and that there's uh, an energy, really, of just like, yep, there's my head. It was a crown of my head lifting up. And I could like overdo that, right? Like way too, um, trying too hard to sit upright. So this balance of effort, take your time, just that, no haste. Feel the stillness, the stop. What does it feel like to stop? Bring awareness to your lips. When we're aware of the body and just how even relaxing your lips or relaxing your face, that can have an effect on these ways that we feel angry or discontent. I'm just going to let my face relax. Even your eyelids, they soften. You could remind yourself, oh, this, you might notice, this feels good, to even just softening your face. But I'm practicing staying alert. Maybe bring awareness down to your belly. And you might notice, when you're aware of your body or recognizing that I just find it interesting how, we wish for a warmer climate to go to, but inside the body, it's 98 degrees. It's toasty warm. Feel the waves of your breath, this gentle wave of breath moving through the whole body. Like inside the body is, 98 and sunny right there as we practice being free. We recognize, notice what is happening, what thoughts arise, there's stories arising. When we're practicing being in the present moment or like wholeheartedly doing what you're doing, which is sitting. Feel the doing of sitting. Like, there's like aware of your spine or the feeling inside your body, not really collapsing down. There's just that right effort of the doing of this pose. Does it work for you to bring awareness to your throat and your mouth? Oh, free of tension. It's a way of just naturally decreasing the words. You're playing with that idea, like this actually is the vacation you're seeking. This time of, we're merging with nature by being so close to your body, to your senses. There's this one instruction that says, mind like wild deer. If you were a wild deer, mind would be pretty alert. It wouldn't be wise to be lost in thoughts. So right here, just feeling each breath. In a way, isn't it just deeply relaxing that you can be right here at home you don't have to go anywhere else to find peace. How's your mouth and your throat? Just notice. Or the position, like what your head is doing, and shoulders relax. So I'm reminded of my main teacher here in Minneapolis, Mark Nunberg, meditation teacher. Um, he'll often say things like, he'll start a sentence with like, I might not know much, but I do know that, like, and it might be something you just learned today. Like, I do know that, you know, just getting really tense and tight is never helpful. You know, it's like just, and, but this can be just from your, in fact, it kind of has to come from like your own experience. I know for me, so there might be even, things I taught today that really felt like, oh, you really needed to hear that. That really helped. And other things, it might almost feel like, "Mm, yeah, not sure," and not resonating with me, and that's okay, of course. So thank you for taking this time in the middle of a Friday to come to this class and practice. I really do believe that this not only benefits, ourselves, but it really does benefit people around us in a very curious way, of how it just like can kind of radiate out.